Hi, I'm Star Williams.
And I'm Courtney Brown, and this is Baseline News.
But first, the breaking news. My former co-host, as is Aiden, has not turned up for work. He was last seen heading into an all-you-can-eat pizza place.
Coming up on tonight's news, Baseline reaches young parents as the Young Parents Playgroup gets together.
We visit a school that houses a very special place.
Baseline goes commando as we take a closer look at life at Edge.
Services unite as Project Edge spreads its wings.
And our newly arrived young people find their voices.
And now to our top story. Today, our Young Parents Playgroup caught up. Our reporter Alicia was on the scene.
Hi, I'm Alicia reporting for Baseline News. I'm here today at the Khoury Children's Centre in Epping meeting up with the Young Parents Support Group. I met up with the young mothers earlier.
I first heard about this program through the Whittlesea Council. I called up looking for some playgroups to go to and they recommended this one, so yeah.
So my name is Christy. I'm a Youth Development Officer at the City of Whittlesea Baseline. I have the Family Strengthenings portfolio and one of the projects I run is the Young Parents Supported Playgroup. It's a playgroup that runs every Monday at the Khoury Centre in Epping. It's for young mothers who are 23 and younger.
My name's Jamie, I'm 22 years old.
My name's Rebecca, I'm 20 years old.
I'm Sarah, I'm 21 years old and my daughter's Emily and she's 19 months.
And these are my two sons. This is Jack and Tom, and Jack is 2. He was 2 in March, and Tom is 7 months old.
And my daughter Jade has just had her 4th birthday. And I've been attending the Young Mums Playgroup for about 2.5 years now.
When you're young, I mean, if you're 17, you going to a mainstream playgroup, you're not necessarily going to feel comfortable. There's a good chance you may not even go. So to have a playgroup that is specifically for young people, where they do feel safe to come, means that these mothers who otherwise may not attend anything come together, meet.
Playgroup was definitely, I got a lot more out of it than I thought I might, because I thought at first it would just be good for Jade, so she could meet some little friends and everything, but it worked out really good for me as well.
Yeah, I sort of started coming for him, just for like socialisation and that type of thing, but it turned out to be more for me now. Like, I have so many good friends. I've made heaps of good friends at that playgroup, like Sarah for one, she's my good friend, and yeah, even with like Christy and stuff, they're all my great friends, and Jack, and Tom's been, I went all through, I was pregnant with Tom. Tom started coming when he was like 2 weeks old. I had 1 week off to go and have him, and then we came back straight away. Because it's just like because I needed more, like, you know, I just brought a little baby home, and my 1.5-year-old, he was at the time, you know, he needed more to get back to his normal routine, so we went back to playgroup, and yeah, and it actually helped, I think, because he just, you know, everything was back to normal, because he'd been going every single Monday pretty much his whole life.
Yeah, really friendly, they're really nice and happy to help any questions you have. Yeah, really helpful.
Yeah, it's just it's a safe environment for mums to come and spend time together and share their knowledge about parenting.
And our next story uses a splash of colour as Nathan shows us what is going on at Epping Secondary College.
Hi, I'm Nathan from Baseline News. Today we're at the Escape House at Epping Secondary College, where there's a bunch of young people planning and organising events. Let's go look inside.
Hi, I'm Tanya from Baseline Youth Services. We are at Epping Secondary College with the AWA Kids Action with Achievement group. Epping Secondary College was kind enough to give the young people half of this house that's behind me here. The young people came together and painted it to make it a youth-friendly space for other young people to access in the school. We're here with the young people. We plan and organise events for community and for the school. These young people have organised this house to be a youth-friendly space, and we hope to have more events and activities in the community, organised by the young people for other young people in the community. Baseline hopes that other schools will follow in the footsteps of Epping Secondary College and create some spaces for young people to come together and do some work for the community and other young people in the schools.
Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nathan. For our feature story, we head down to the Edge to take a look at this very special building for young people.
Hey guys, Matt here from Baseline News. I'm here to clear up a little bit of confusion. Some people don't know the difference between Baseline and Edge. We're just a short walk from the station. Follow me and let's go find out the difference between Baseline and Edge. So Emma, what's the difference between Baseline and Edge?
Edge is a space for young people within the city of Whittlesea. It's used for activities, events, to meet other youth workers and go to school. Whereas Baseline is Council's youth service team.
So what sort of things go on at Edge?
Based at Edge, it's Council's youth services team, Baseline, the Pavilion School and other services for young people.
And the building was designed with young people in mind, and young people asked about the feeling of the building, and when they came into the building, what they'd like to see, what they'd like the feeling of the building.
The building itself sends a message to young people in our community that they're important and they're worth having their own youth facility that they can access and come and meet youth workers and be involved in different things.
Well, the Pavilion Edge relationship really was nurtured through Vicky's relationship with the Pavilion, and it's been a great marriage between Council and the Department of Education and Early Childhood Development. Young people who have been disengaged and now engaged in education and using this facility and all its resources, which is exactly what the facility is meant to do.
The idea of this building was to enable services to come into this building and start to establish in Whittlesea. So it was really timely for the Pavilion to be able to come and work within this building. And it's just worked incredibly well.
When I started as the manager of family services back 7 years ago, it was Vicky and maybe 3 other officers, and our population projections were starting to emerge. We saw the growth and we thought, you know, we need to have a youth plan. We developed a youth plan that sort of gave us a framework for how many officers we need, and now the team's grown exponentially, and Council has been great in supporting the team's growth to marry with young people's needs.
One of the things that's really exciting at Baseline Youth Services is that we have a youth services trainee. She was a young woman that worked with us as a participant in programs for about 6 years, and now she works with us full time and goes to university. She's training to be a youth worker, and we're very lucky to have her.
Thanks, Matt. Our next story mixes fun and food as Project Edge turns the heat up in the kitchen. Our reporter Isabella heads down to check out the action.
Hi, I'm Isabella from Baseline News. Project Edge are holding a cooking class today, and I thought I'd stick my head in and have a look to see what I can learn.
My name is Shani Williams and I'm 17 years old. Before Project Edge, I was attending school, but I dropped out halfway through the year. I just didn't like the kids in that, didn't feel like it was for me. So yeah. My brother and my sister came here before me because they dropped out of school before me. So they went back to school, my other brother got a job and stuff, so Mum figured it was a good spot for me to come. At first it was alright, but then it was alright and then it got better. It did. Because I'm normally really shy at first, meeting people, so yeah. Well, after this I'd hope to get back into school so I can maybe start up my apprenticeship again and do that stuff, so yeah.
What do you want to do in the future?
Well, I've always wanted to be a mechanic, so hopefully a mechanic still.
Project Edge is a partnership between Youth Connections, Kildonan, Baseline Youth Services and the Pavilion School to re-engage young people in learning. The hope is that all participants will go on to study at the Pavilion.
Well, I'm Josie Khoury and I'm the director of the Pavilion School, which is an alternative school that has 2 campuses, one in Preston and one here in Mill Park.
I found Pavilion because my auntie told my mum about it, and because I was looking for a better school to find.
The Pavilion School is an alternative school that's got 175 kids enrolled across 2 campuses. We've got 100 kids at our Preston site and about 75 here at Mill Park. Originally we were in West Heidelberg and we were in an old sporting pavilion at Olympic Park, and we were just a roller door with 20 kids, and we've grown a lot since then. And in 2008 and 2009 we were getting a lot of referrals for our school from out this way, out the Whittlesea sort of growth corridor.
I dropped out of school because I wasn't going, and it was just, I couldn't concentrate and I just didn't go. You go into class and they'd just be mucking around, the teacher do nothing. So you can't concentrate on your work and finish it. It just pisses you off. You just don't go.
So the Edge Youth Services are running a program which is for students on our waiting list, because there's always 30 or 40 kids on the waiting list at any given time. And they're not doing anything. So Youth Services are now running a program for those kids that are waiting. So for a term they do that program and then they get into the school.
Well, I dropped out of school and I was just at home doing nothing, and then me and my parents realised that I needed to go back to school and finish it. So my mum was looking for alternatives and she got told about Pavilion, or Edge. So I ended up coming here.
The Edge is perfect for us because you can see the crossover and the way the kids get multiple sort of levels of support, and they're much more likely to ask for support when youth services are right here and there's youth workers around and programs running. So it works really well, I think, for both of us.
Well, I've started normal class and now I'm starting art, which I'm looking forward to doing a lot more. So I started at Pavilion, and there were my friends and my teacher told me about a program with Baseline, and they said that if you'd like to have a look and see if you like it, you can come down and have a look, and if I don't want to, I'm not forced to go. So I had a look at the Baseline program and I loved it.
I learned a lot. I learned to cook noodles. I might try that at home. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Isabel. I'm a bit hungry. Our next story gives young people a voice of a different kind. Baseline, together with NMIT, are running a forum for refugee young people, giving the group the opportunity to tell the community what they need.
This program designed to support young people, refugee, coming to our city of Whittlesea. As a multicultural portfolio, holding multicultural portfolio, there's a lot of young people coming into our area, city of Whittlesea, to settle. So we try to respond to support these young people. So we designed this forum to hear what they have to say, and then we develop a program from that. So we have done one last year. It was very successful, and this year we do it again. I did watch the mayor dancing, which is really part of a welcoming people. Having experience with working with different cultures, that brings boundary bridges.
The program is here to get younger people, refugee background here, to try to help them, to assist them, to integrate within our community, to let them know they're welcome and they're wanted, because they are equal and the same as the rest of our community here. For we're not different from each other. The only thing that's different is from where we may come from. There's a limit to how much we can resource, so we've got to be wise and stretch that dollar as far as we can to get the best to provide. And all of our group here in youth services go out of the way of what they have to provide. They also put in their own time after hours to work with the young people. So we're looking of what we may be lacking for our youth, and we need to communicate with them to find out what they want, what is important to them. So we need to listen, and that's what our Youth Services Edge does. They listen to the young and find out their needs, and we try to then provide that to match it, to try to help them.
The forum was at Edge with 30 local young people. Their voices will be used to inform Baseline's work in the future.
Before we say goodbye, a quick message to our former reporter Aziz Aiden. You've been replaced, so don't bother coming back.
And that's all we've got time for. Thanks for joining us here on Baseline News.
And tonight, we leave you with some messages from local young people as they tell us what they need to succeed. Good night.